Hi, I'm Rumen Artarski. I'm the owner and head designer of Thrax Audio, as well as the principal member of the Audio Union venture.
How did you start with designing your own gear in Bulgaria? Because this is maybe not something that you would think would be the first thing that you are doing when you are entering an audio market.
Well, as you know, traditionally we didn't have anything in the Eastern Bloc at the time, so everything was imported. As soon as things started changing and democracy came through, we started importing a lot of equipment. And gradually importing some of the exotic Japanese stuff brought us to the conclusion that although as good as it is, it's not very user-friendly. So we started modifying and adding remote controls and stuff like that to the top units that we can find, and this led to the development of our own products, first products. And then all the R&D that we started doing and experience that we gained during the distribution of high-end products led us to believe that we can do something better.
Okay, and are your products inspired by the gear that you were importing and distributing on your market, or is this your completely design from scratch from the beginning that you do?
You know, we were being exposed to so many different products. Every product exhibits some particular set of qualities, some good, some bad. And we were trying to pin down what is the reason why does a particular product sound the way it sounds and why does another one have different sonic signature. So I spent a couple of years on R&D with a team of engineers to actually figure out the sonic signature of different topologies, different components, materials, and so on. And we started pretty much like a chef, mixing and matching and getting a particular sound that we were after.
And now you are satisfied with what you are achieving, or are you still developing for new products?
We are constantly developing new stuff, but the sonic signature of the Thrax products is very good representation of my personal tastes. You know, we have amplifiers that are solid state, hybrid, and tube, but still they all exhibit the same common sonic signature, which is not very easy to do. We have our own view of how things should be done, like this super quiet backgrounds and a lot of silence in the music, which allows for a greater expression of dynamics, and you get a sense of the emotion transmitted through. So this is something that we strive to achieve in all the products. Doesn't matter whether it's digital, analog, or whatever. And we believe that we have developed a few technologies in-house that are key to the success of this.
And are you showcasing some new products here on the audio show in Warsaw?
Good thing that you ask. One of the things that we are presenting here is a new bass section for our Lyra speakers. This is a project that is a perfect example of what we do. We were evaluating of how to do a good fast bass system that would have the matching speed of our horn tweeter. And during that research, we found out that all the speakers that are ported exhibit a very unacceptable to us high group delay, which means that the bass comes later than the main sound. What happens is that music is very much pulsed signals. It's not a repeating signal. So when the pulse, the energy doesn't come at the same time, it's smeared. And this really doesn't give you the impact of the instruments, and it doesn't transmit the emotional part. So we wanted to do a fast bass system, which led us to do a closed volume woofer system. But that reduces the efficiency very much, or the resonant frequency goes up a lot. So we did further research, and we based our design on a principle developed by Philips in the 60s and 70s of motional feedback with a second sensing coil in the drive unit. But we took it to the absolute extreme by developing a completely separate magnetic system for the sensor and a very sophisticated feedback loop that allows us to extend the low frequency response. Plus we can tailor design the Q factor of the bass system, the velocity and acceleration of the unit, so that we can control the timing, basically.
Yeah.
And now you can hear the system sounding in sync. You know, when you have
Yeah.
percussive instruments, they actually have body. It's
Yeah.
not, you don't hear only the skins of the drums and then a rumble afterwards.
Yeah. And this system that you designed, you are using also your own drivers there, or is this system an add-on to some available on the market drivers?
One of the key things was the development of our own particular driver, because you cannot do that with an off-the-shelf driver. Lots of people have tried doing this with piezoelectric sensors and stuff like that. It doesn't really allow you to do it properly. You cannot get beyond a certain point. And we wanted to take it to the next level. So this was a completely new development, and it's been in development for the last 25 years. In Bulgaria, there was a company that was making active monitors during the old times, and they were developing this in the 70s and 80s, and you can say that this is like the supered up version of it now.
And can this module be used with other, let's say, high-frequency modules or stand mount speakers, or is it tailored only to your
No, it's actually
speaker?
a very open system. The bus unit has a built-in crossover. At the moment, it's tuned for a two-way system, but you can connect any amplifier that you want for the top, and you can, in theory, use different tops as long as they are actually time-aligned. Otherwise, it's not going to have the same effect.
And you were also mentioning while introducing that you are working in international cooperation. What is that you do there exactly?
Oh, this is an interesting venture. A few years ago, I started something called the Audio Union, which is products that are designed by world-renowned audio designers to take them to market. Because we have the manufacturing capabilities, but I don't have, for instance, the necessary know-how to design a turntable or a turntable. So I talked to some of the best guys in the world and said, well, let's do something together. We can do this and this for you. And this is how we started with Mark Dohmann from Australia. And we created the Helix 1 turntable with an integrated -K suspension system. The -K is a system developed in California for isolation of vibrations into measurement devices, electron scanning microscopes, and all kinds of high precision equipment that needs to be virtually hanging in the air. The implementation of the -K solves two main issues with turntables, which is the footfall and the acoustic feedback through the floor and support systems. We believe that with the low frequency, the low resonant frequency of the system, we have completely solved that issue. And we are also introducing another concept with the magnetically damped suspended tone arm mounting plates. So those isolate the vibrations that are borne by the motor, and we have the motor mounted stiffly on the same structure as the bearing of the platter, which gives us a constant distance between the two bearings, and there is no oscillation there. Makes the speed more stable, and the use of Chladni plates absorbs all the energy that is transmitted from the motors to the bearing. It's a very complex design that I don't believe a company can do on its own. So actually it involved a number of people in the design. This was -K, Mark, our partners in the US, the brothers Kleinbeck, and a couple of my mechanical engineers as well, and a specialist in servo systems to tune the whole thing.